Check, check. Hello. Microphone. Checka. Okay, good. Hi, everybody. We'll give it a few. I see someone chatting with me. Yay! Hey, Beth. Hey, Paul. Paul, I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, good morning, lovelies. Happy to see you guys. Yay. Yay. You guys, we're going to try out some music today. So my partner, Stephen Belm, is a musician, and he put up some of his music on SoundCloud. So I'm able to stream some of his music from my phone so that when we do our movement practice, we'll have a little bit of music. So I hope that it works, because when I do the harmonium, the audio gets a little bit wobbly because I don't have a lapel mic. The mic is in my computer, but it's just back here. So we'll just see how it goes. So because this practice is a little bit more breath-based and meditation-based, I'll be able to walk up and see the chat. Paul, you can do lotus if you like. My knees don't like Padmasana. So I don't know if we're going to actually get deep enough for me to feel safe about guiding you into lotus, but we can do a lot of hip opening. And then at the very end, only at the very, very end, then you can get into lotus or Padmasana if you want to. My knees and my ankles do not like that posture. So please make sure that you feel warm and open enough to do it. Okay, deal? Ooh, something yummy for the shoulders. You mean like shoulder opening or shoulder strengthening? More of a heart opening kind of thing? That sounds good to me. Cobbler's pose. Paul, do you mean Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees apart, like that? We can definitely do that. I'm not so good with the English names of the poses. Sanskrit is my jam. Yes. Okay, cool. Good. Sweet. Sometimes it feels like I'm better with Sanskrit than I am with my own English language. Okay. Cool. We have a fourth joining us. If you feel inclined to say hi, type in the chat box. It's nice to see you all. Okay. So Paul, this practice is inspired by my and meditation, and I'm calling this live practice the Global Healing Sadhana. So we're going to be going through some breath work and some meditation and some gentle movement, and of course, chanting. I think that myself included, we could all benefit from a perspective shift. So the goal of this practice is for us to come together in connection and in awareness, and to tap into that space of peace and love and universal consciousness beyond the physical body and the mind, that place of timelessness, so that we can transcend and transmute all the normal feelings of uncertainty and anxiety and fear within ourselves, so that we can just be that and radiate that out for the collective. So I'm looking at this practice as an offering through self to the collective. And when I say self, I mean like capital S self, the collective consciousness, pure consciousness, where we're all safe and we are all just pure love, and where we never end. So beyond the worries. So that's what we'll do today. We'll go through some breathing and some meditation, and we'll get into our gentle movement practice, and we'll do a lot of chanting. So does that sound good to you all? And we will do the hip openers, so that Paul, you can get to lotus if you want to. And Beth will do the heart opening and the shoulder opening as well. I'm glad that you guys like Sanskrit and yogic philosophy. Oh, Paul, you're welcome. I'm glad that the inversions served you, and that I learned that something was called bicycle pose. I love that. It really is an upside down bicycle. That was cool. I hope that the extra space for the neck helped. That makes me feel good, because whenever I do shoulder stand, my neck kind of sticks out just a little bit. I'm totally getting like the text neck because the bottom bone of my cervical spine kind of sticks out a little bit. All right. So let's do this thing. The collective energetic sense. And I'm really glad that you all have taken the time to connect to self and to source, so that you have the strength to be a beacon of light for all of those in your life, and to continually take care of yourself and boost your immune system, and to do all the things that we need to do to be smart, but to do something with all of this collective kind of scattered energy. Social distancing doesn't have to mean that we distance ourselves from one another in an energetic and a spiritual sense. So I think that we all really need that right now and really can benefit from giving ourselves a big hug and then sending that love out into the collective. Okay. So again, we'll go through some pranayama. If you're just joining us, this is called the Global Healing Sadhana. And sadhana means sacred spiritual practice. So as you might know, yoga as a whole, and specifically my lineage coming from Krishnamacharya, is a large philosophy. It is an 8-limbed path, or an ashtanga. So the postures, the asana, are just one of the limbs. Okay, so when we go through our spiritual practice, it's using all of the tools that we have, creating our lifestyle in such a way that we can connect to source and that we can remember that we are source. We're all part of the earth and the elements and the cosmos, and we are also that which is beyond all of that. So the 8 limbs, just to review, are the yamas and the niyamas. Yama is an ethical observance outward. It's an external observance. They are how you show up in the world and how you treat people. The niyamas are the internal work that you do for your own growth and your own path. And one of the most, I think, poignant niyamas that we can talk about right now is Ishvara Pranidhana, which means surrender to your higher power, to your source, to God, to universe, whatever word makes you feel comfortable. Ishvara Pranidhana essentially means being able to go with the flow with trust and faith that things are working out for the good of all. I choose to believe that right now the planet is healing herself, and we are humbly along for the ride. And I think that it's happening. So we can either go along for the ride, kicking and screaming and creating a lot of suffering for ourselves, or we can do what we're doing right now, which is to come together, to center ourselves, to ground, to take care of our own needs, to remind each other that we're not alone in this, and then to go out and remind one another and to help one another, delivering food to people that need it, to checking on people and asking how they're doing, and whatever we can to make this a moment in time where we all evolve and we all ascend. Okay. So the yamas and the niyamas are it's essentially your compass, your ethical compass for how you show up in the world and the work that you do internally. Then after that, interestingly, is asana and pranayama. So the asanas, as you might know, are the yoga postures, which are just seats upon which the yogi meditates. That's what asana means. So each shape that we make has benefits for our physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual bodies, but it's also a way that we can connect to source as well. So we honor these beautiful bodies, especially right now. We are healthy, we are strong, we are maintaining our health. In every moment, our health and wellness grows and expands and becomes more strong and solid. Our immune system is working for us right now. So asanas are quite important right now. Pranayama is the utilization of the breath to become aware of, shift and move energy through the body. So it's the prana yama. So yama is to harness the power of, to control or to restrict or to observe, and prana is life force energy. So the breath is the physical action that helps us to become aware that we are essentially a giant energy channel. And you may have heard of the energy channels called nadis, N-A-D-I, and these run all through the body. Think about the nervous system. The nadis are the same way. It's said that there's 72,000 nadis in the body, which seems, I don't know how we know that, but that's called the subtle body. So pranayama is a way to access the subtle body. It's a way for us to tune the physical body to the particular quality of energy that we want to embody at that time. It's balancing. It's sattvic, or balancing, because if you're in fear and anxiety, then if you take deep, slow breaths, you start to shift your energy, and it becomes more clear, and it becomes more grounded and more peaceful. And if you're really heavy and really slow, if you breathe with strength and heat, it will bring the energy up. So everything that you do in your physical yoga practice, and everything that you encounter in the world, and everything that you take in and experience is made of energy, or specifically gunas, the qualities or characteristics of nature. There's rajasic energy, which is kinetic energy and movement. There's tamasic energy, which is stillness and structure and thickness and darkness. And then sattvic is balanced, harmony, and light. And these are all present all the time in different allotments. So we can find balance that way through our physical practices. And the physical body still includes the mind from a yogic philosophy perspective. So meditation is really important. So we've talked about yama and niyama, the ethical observances. We've talked about asana and pranayama, the postures and the breath work and the energy work. Now we get into delving deeper and going within to connect to that which is beyond everything that changes. The first step is noticing I can hear the wind outside in my beautiful home studio, and maybe I listen to the wind, but then maybe I draw my focus inward and start listening to the breath within me. And so that's withdrawing the senses from an outward fashion to an inward fashion. Then we get into pratyahara. Dharana is the next step toward meditation. It's concentration. Single pointed focus. So single pointed focus could be concentrating on the breath. It could be concentrating on putting one foot in front of the other when you're walking or running. It could be concentrating on your asana practice. It could be concentrating while you're playing music, while you're reading a book, while you're making love, just something where you're completely present and doing something. Even the tactile meditations that we can do, where we touch the thumb to each one of the fingers, or if you were to run a mala bead, a strand of prayer beads through your fingers, that would be dharana. And then the state that you achieve from an extended concentration is dhyana, or meditation. So that's what we're going to get to today. So essentially we're going through the full 8-limbed practice, maybe as a collective, and in this moment as an individual, to find samadhi, which is the very last limb. And samadhi is transcendence, it's pure peace. It is us as pure consciousness beyond the fluctuation of the physical body, the mental body, which is part of the physical body, the energy, and even the emotions. Emotions are messages for our intuition. So it's our soul speaking to our body through us. So emotions and feelings are important. So we don't want to just pretend that we don't feel a little bit worried about how we're going to pay our bills, or that we're not worried about our friends and neighbors who are immunocompromised or elderly. So we really honor that. We honor the emotions. We feel them truly and fully. And we notice that maybe we're afraid, or maybe we're judgmental, and all the human things that we are, but we still keep practicing. And that's what creates radical change, is only through acceptance. So here we are. And I'd love to begin our breath practice now. Okay, so we've been sitting for a little while already, or maybe you're lying down, but feel free to shift your posture to create a comfortable position. I'm going to turn on a drone sound. And the drone is an Indian instrument called a tanpura or a tanbura. And I'm using an app called iTabla Pro, and it's already in the video notes. And you probably can't see from that far, but it has different pitches. And in a sound healing perspective, different pitches have different vibrations that correspond to the chakra system and the energy body. So I'm going to play the drone right now, not for pure consciousness, but for the root, our physical body grounding to the earth through this vessel. So that note is the Western note C. And you might notice that the sound through this platform is a little bit wavy and wobbly, but you can imagine the note that feels like a grounding vibration. I also on my shelf have a diffuser going with the doTERRA oil called On Guard. It's got rosemary and clove and cinnamon and wild orange peel, and so it's helping create a germ-free environment. So I really can advocate for essential oils right now for all of their properties, and that's something that I want to learn more about. So we've got our beautiful sound, our white noise. We've got the scent flowing through the room, and you can imagine this stuff for yourself if you don't have these tools. The reality is that you need nothing in order to concentrate and to meditate. You have everything that you need within this magical vessel of your body. Okay? So let's take a few deep breaths, maybe clearing the throat. There's pollen here in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'm super allergic to that. So there's lots of mucus going around. So feel free, I can't hear you, to make all of the throat clearing noises that you want. And then if you are in a seat, you're welcome to lie down if you want to, but if you are in a seat, let's shift the seat forward and back slightly so that you can find a neutral pelvis. So that means that we are somewhere between anterior and posterior tilt. So creating a slight spinal flexion and a spinal extension. Where is the central point where the anchor of your pelvis, thinking about that as the roots of a tree? When the roots of the tree are grounded, then the tree can grow straight up toward the light, toward the sun. So think of your pelvis as the roots of a tree. Release any contraction that you have in your pelvic floor, your perineum, your vagina, your anus, whatever you've got, whatever kind of equipment you've got down there, release it toward the earth. Imagine that the root of your body is growing roots down to the center of the earth. Energetic cords that send information and resources back up to you from this incredible planet that we're lucky enough to inhabit right now. Then from that feeling of groundedness, that rootedness, start to allow the rest of your body from the hips up to feel lighter and more spacious. So sitting tall, slightly engage your core, not so much that anything hardens, but just so that you might feel from the hips to the underarms a bit more space. And then let the shoulders subtly roll back. Tuck the chin slightly down and press the back of the head behind you, kind of like you're leaning your head back into a headrest. It almost might even feel like you're trying to create a subtle double chin, but then just soften the front of the throat and pull the front of the ribs back and in. Now you're sitting up straight. Let the crown of the head rise straight up toward an energetic line that runs up to a star. Let the star bring power and information, spaciousness, inspiration, and wisdom down to you and through you. Now notice your breath. Imagine your breath flowing like energy through your body, and perhaps it has a color. Can you visualize the path of the breath? Where does the urge to inhale come from? Where does the urge to exhale come from? And where does it go? Let's begin to tune in both aspects of our spirit, both hemispheres of the brain, and both energetic sides of the body by bringing your right hand, your index and middle finger, to the third eye, to the brow center. Soften the right shoulder and elbow. Now inhale through both nostrils. Close the right nostril with the thumb as you exhale through the left. This is a soft and easy exhale. Inhale through the left and then pause in the middle. Hold both sides and pause for a moment, maybe tucking the chin lightly. Feel the energy pooling up in the third eye, the center of the forehead. And then as you exhale, send it down and out through the right nostril as you exhale. Inhale from the core of the earth up through the right nostril. Close and hold and feel the center point right at the third eye and the crown, illuminating, warming your forehead and the top of the head. And then exhale, send it down through the left side, down to the core of the earth. Pull energy and breath up through the left side, inhaling. Pause in the center, illuminate the third eye and the crown. And then exhale down through the right side, down through the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root. Inhale through the right. Bring it through the center, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down the left side, left spiral goes down, throat, heart, belly, sacrum, root. Inhale up from root. To third eye, close and hold. Let the energy rise to the crown, up to your star. Take that information, send it down the right side, exhaling. Continue this on your own for a couple more minutes. Nadi Shodhana, the channel purifying breath. Continue this Nadi Shodhana for a few more rounds, and I invite you to hold the breath in as long as you can before you slowly exhale. In the middle of each round, hold the breath. Without feeling rushed, let your next exhale through the left side finish the pranayama practice. When you finish, I invite you to bring one hand to the root of the body, the very bottom of the body, and the other hand up to the crown. As you inhale, feel warmth and light rise up through the central column from root to crown. Hold it at the crown, feel your top hand getting warm and squeeze the perineum and lift the perineum. Lift 4, lift 3, lift 2, lift 1. Hold that energy at the crown, take an inhale. And then exhale, send the energy down the elevator column of the Sushumna Nadi down to the root. Visualize it going down to the root. And pause and hold it there. Contract and lift the perineum and the pelvic floor. Pause. Take an inhale. Full exhale. Squeeze it tighter, lift it tighter. Now release the perineum and inhale up the central column. Hold it at the crown. Squeeze and lift the perineum. 4, 3, 2. Feel the energy rise. 1. Lift and hold. And then release your hands to your heart as you exhale. Let's close our pranayama practice with 3 rounds of Om, followed by 3 rounds of Om Shanti, 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 peace of body, mind, and spirit for all. So take a deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. If you like, bowing your head to your heart. Thank you all. Thank you for showing up here, and for showing up for your community, and for your loved ones, and for our global family. I bow at your feet. Namaste. Let yourself come slowly out of this meditation by dropping your gaze to the floor and opening your eyes while you're still looking down. And then let yourself come slowly back into the visual of this physical space. And we'll get into our movement practice. I hope that pranayama and meditation served you. And if you like, you can type anything in the chat box and I'll see it a little bit later. Okay, so I'm gonna try and play some music for us as we begin to move. So why don't we start in child's pose? So starting to get into the hips, since Paul wants to get into lotus, let's start right away by opening the knees a little bit wider than you normally would, but make sure that it feels okay on your knees, and you're welcome to use a blanket if you would like to. So coming to bow, you might have your hands in front of you. You might have your arms out with your elbows bent, or even behind you, letting the top of the shoulders drop down. And as you rest in child's pose, let's take a few big deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, and see if you can expand into the lower back. Let's take one more breath there. And press into your hands, lift yourself up, and if you haven't tucked your toes under yet, please do. And let's walk the hands over to the right. Reach out to the left hand. Maybe you can dip through the shoulders, and it feels most comfortable for me to let my thumb roll upwards, so there's a slight external rotation in the shoulder. Pressing down strongly through your left arm, you might get a little bit of traction in the shoulder. I'm making a micro movement here, so feel free to move around like that. And walking through center, let's do the same thing on the left. So take your time engaging your core, walking over to the left. Reach your right arm out. If you like, experiment with having the thumb up or letting the palm face down. Your choice. And on your next inhale, let's walk through the center and rise up to tabletop. Let's do a few spinal movements here, dropping the belly, lift the heart, inhaling. And slightly push down on your hands and try to draw them towards you so that your shoulders can roll back and the shoulder blades can roll together. Now roll, protract the scapula, draw the shoulder blades apart, scoop the tail, drop the head. And then alternate with your breath, and you might even do kind of a barrel roll through your torso, if that feels effective for you today. Returning 10,000 times back to the awareness of the breath is the practice. Now coming back to table, let's press into the hands and inhale your left arm up, reaching into the sky. As you exhale, draw it under, and you can come onto the forearm if you'd like to, or slide it all the way under and let your head rest gently on the floor. Feel free to move around through your right arm, or you could lift it up, or you could wrap it behind your back. Seeing what works for you today might be different than yesterday's practice, because the energies of nature, the gunas, are constantly playing within our constitution. We're always different, moment to moment, day to day, and especially life season to life season. Let's press down with the right hand. Come all the way back up, and as you do, come onto the right fingertips, reach your left arm up to the sky, and then circle it around a few times, and let's bring it down. I'll turn this way, let's reach up for the right arm, inhale, and then exhale, either come down onto the right forearm, or you can draw it all the way under and through, laying yourself down gently. Taking deep breaths there. Feel free to move around through that left arm. Deep breaths. And pressing down through your left hand, let's reach all the way up. Come onto the tips of your left fingers as you reach all the way up. Give yourself some more height. And then circle around through the right arm a few times. Okay. Now, let's come into downward facing dog. Okay, so tucking the toes, plant the hands strong, let's lift the hips. Let your knees be bent for a while, and as the knees are bent, see if you can send the tail up and back so you get a nice long stretch through the shoulders. Focus on the extension of the arms now. Press the front of the mat down and away. And then if you can maintain that stretch through the upper body, then you can walk the legs back. The legs don't have to straighten out all the way. Now let's bend the knees one at a time, pedaling through the feet. And I'll share this SoundCloud playlist with you all. This is my partner Stephen Bell's music. Take another full breath in. Big exhale. Soften the knees and look at the hands, and let's walk forward, or you can jump there. Have your feet a little further apart than you normally would. And walk the hands up to the shins. Inhale. Lift the heart. And exhale and fold forward. Let's press the right knee bent. Reach down through the right hand. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. And reach the left arm up. As you exhale, switch left hand down, right arm high. It's 11:11, make a wish. I wish for healing for the planet and all of its beings. Everyone living in harmony and well taken care of. Pure abundance and prosperity, happiness, joy, peace, and freedom for all. Coming on down. Let's take a flat back inhale, lift your heart again. And exhale and fold forward. Let's sweep the arms in the air and just roll around through the wrists. And getting a stretch in the shoulders, let your elbows bend. It looks like this, so the elbows are bent and lifted up, sort of like your little marionette, like a puppet. And hang out here for a moment for a few deep breaths. This to me feels really nice for my shoulders. You can move through your arms. You can move through your left neck. And then when you're ready, drop the arms, roll to stand. Press down to the feet. Let's reach all the way up. Lift up the hands. Maybe take a back bend. And as you exhale, pull the elbows down. Drop the arms. Reach them forward and up. Inhale. Exhale and bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and bend. One more time. Inhale, reach up. This time, as you bend the elbows, bend the knees, chair pose. Reach the arms down and forward. Inhale. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, sweep back. Straighten the legs, reach the hands high. Inhale. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Drop the hips, raise the arms. And exhale, fold forward, dive Uttanasana, drop the head all the way. Inhale, flat back, look up. As you exhale, let's step back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, raise your right leg up and back. As you exhale, bring the right knee in towards your chest. You're welcome to bring your left knee down here, circle it around, or you might move in and out of plank. So option one, we're circling around in table. Option two, we're staying in down dog. Option three, we're moving forward and back with your breath. Switch the direction of your circle now. Same thing, opposite movement. Maybe a little smile. Now step your right foot outside your right hand. Let's bring the left knee down. Pause here for a few breaths. Let's take a moment of gratitude for our health and our strength. How good it feels to be able to breathe clean, fresh air through healthy lungs. If you like, stay down through the left hand, reach the right arm up, and let's circle it around. If you want, you can bend the elbow. You can pull it in. Just a few more circles. If you're able to bend that back knee, you can. If you want to touch the foot or hold on to it, you can do that. Keep it gentle for now. Keep engaging the core, draw the navel to the spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, plant your hands. Let's step back to downward facing dog. Either stay there, or if you want to, roll forward to plank on your inhale. And on the knees or on the toes, lean forward and engage the core all the way to the floor, or hover for chaturanga. Then press into the tops of the feet and lift up through your heart. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, press the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Walk the big toes closer to each other and inhale the left leg high, spread out through the toes. As you exhale, draw the knee in toward the chest. And again, option one, you can have that right knee down if you would like. Option 2, you can stay in down dog. Or 3, let's move in and out of plank. Switch the direction of the circle now if you haven't yet. Free movement. And then step your left foot outside your left hand. Let's bring the right knee down. Pause here and breathe. If you like, right hand stays down, the left arm rises. Feel free to roll, maybe through the arm. You can pull it. If you want, you can bend the back knee. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you reach back to touch the foot. Keep it gentle for now. Open up your throat. Invite in balance for your endocrine system by radiating that throat chakra forward to shoot up. Listening with the ears. Listening to your body, your mind, and your spirit. Remembering what's true and real. Only love. Let's release. Bring your hands down, tuck your right toes under. Lift up, step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. And either stay right there or move forward to plank on your inhale. And on the knees or on the toes, exhale to the belly or hover halfway. Inhale, press the tops of the feet for cobra or upward facing dog. Let's hang out there and roll the neck. Now, if you haven't yet, take your knees down. Send your hips back. We're coming into Muladhara Kriya. So roll the hips to the right, through the center, to the left. And then go to the left. Feel free to keep alternating as you roll. Press back to child's pose and pause. Take a full breath. Let's rise up to table and into downward facing dog. Engage the core, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Inhaling, step the right foot forward. You can have the back heel lifted or grounded and rise up into your lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms behind, bring the chest forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep, and keep the hands behind you. And option 1, hold the right forearm on top. Option 2, clasp the fingers and stretch the arms back. Either stay there in one straight line, or you can lift up into your back bend and inhale. Option 3, ground the back heel down, and then drop the torso down for Humble Warrior. 3 breaths. Inhaling, rise up. Reach your hands in there. Open up to Virabhadrasana 2. So your right foot is still forward. Back heel is planted. Let's inhale and straighten up. And exhale and bend. Inhale up. And exhale and bend. Inhale. Flip the right palm open. Let's reverse your warrior. As you exhale, circle the hands down inside your front foot. Turn your right toes in, and then heels in and toes out. Make sure the feet are on the same plane. Let's rock side to side. Then bend into your left knee. Walk around to your left to frame your front foot. Widen your stance a bit. If want to unplug the back heel. And then let's rise up into your lunge. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. And then exhale, stay back. Option one, hold your left forearm on top. Option two, left thumb on top. Stretch the arms back and you can stay there if you like. Or keeping the front knee over the ankle, let's take a back bend. Option three, spin the back heel down. And then roll the left hip point back as you drop. 3 breaths here. Rise up slowly. Inhale, raise the arms. And exhale, open the hips and heart. Line up the heels for warrior two. Inhale, stand up. And exhale and bend. Make sure the front knee tracks over the second and third toe as you go. Hold your warrior two. Flip the left palm up and reach back for reverse. Inhale, make a big cartwheel, bring your hands down inside your front foot. Walk to your right, heels in, toes out, rock it side to side again. Okay, and then when you're ready, let's turn around the right foot again. Turn, 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 turn. Down. Flip your back heel up. Look forward. Walk forward. Into standing split. As you exhale, bend and tap. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, bend and tap. One more time. Inhale. Now this time we're sitting all the way down, so bend the right knee, take the left knee behind the right, and have a seat. Okay? So I'm going to turn to face you. So your right leg is over the top, and your left heel is in, or you can stretch it out if you would like to. Okay. Here, hold the knee in, sit up really tall. Wrap your left arm around, circle the right arm behind you, take your twist. You're going to move through your neck. Back to center. Release the twist. Pick up your right knee and send it out to the side. Let's raise the arms up. As you exhale, bring your right hand behind you, lift your hips, and fly your left arm. As you exhale, let's sit back down. Sweep inhale. And sit, exhale. Reach. And lift. This time, reach out. Out towards your left foot. Left hand down, reach the right arm high. As you exhale, slide it down and outside. Gaze behind you to your left. Let's take a full deep breath in and a big exhale. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Okay. Now, when you're ready, lift up and cross the legs. Feel free to come through vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Let your hips move here. When you're ready, let's raise the left leg high, inhaling. Exhale and step it forward. Standing split, rise. Inhale. Exhale, bend and tap. Inhale, reach it up. One last time, lift it up. Now we're coming down, so bend the knees, sweep the leg behind you. Now turning to face you. So your left leg is on top, and your right leg might stretch out. And then turn this down a little bit. This music is so good. Thank you, Steven, if you're listening. All right, when you're ready. And you guys, he plays all the instruments. Sit up super tall. Wrap your right arm around and sweep the left arm back. Make your twist sit really tall, and then feel free to move through your neck. Inhaling, return and release. Send your right leg out. Bring your left knee out. Okay. From here, let's scoop the left hand behind. Press up. Lift the hips. Fly your right arm. And then exhale and sit. And inhale, sweep. Sit. One more time. And sit on up. Reach up through your left arm, down the outside of the leg. As you're pressing into your right hand, you can turn to look behind you to the right. Okay, carefully stop. Bring your left knee in. Actually, let's come right into Baddha Konasana from here. So, cobbler's pose, feet together, knees apart. Rock a little side to side. Take your glutes out from underneath you. Just gonna grab a sip of water. Remember to drink water anytime. Slowly, if you want, you can walk forward. Keep it still as a stretch forward, or start to walk to one side and press the opposite leg away. Carefully walk to the center. If you're on the side, go to the left, and then stretch your right leg down. Let's take a moment to just enjoy the blessings that we're experiencing right now. What are you grateful for in this moment? Let that feeling of gratitude just wash over you like warmth. And let's walk through the center. Come down to the center if you haven't yet, and we'll take 5 breaths here. Slowly walk up. Reach out and up and inhale. As you exhale, wrap your right elbow under your left and press the elbows together. Right now we're pressing the arms into one another and we're drawing the shoulder blades back, so around the spine. And then pull the shoulder blades together to lift the chest. Round the spine. Keep pushing onto the arms. And lift the chest. And then round. And then lift. Now, release your arms out once again. Let's take the left hand to the back of the neck and the right hand reverse fold around behind your back. You can stay here, or if it's available to you, go ahead and slide your left foot over and your right leg on top. You can feel free to get yourself situated and then bring the feet closer. If this, where the foot is in dorsiflexion on the top of the knee or hanging off, is not available, just come down right in front. Both feet are in dorsiflexion to keep your knees safe. So either here or here. And if you want to add the arms, these are the Gomukasana arms. So you can just touch your body, or you might touch the fingers together. Some of you can clasp back there. But you want to make sure that you're not punching your neck to grab it. Keep your neck open. And then lead with the heart. Come forward. Deep breaths. On your next inhale, let's rise. Release the arms. Bring them down behind you. And let's take the feet wide. Rock the knees in and out. Feel free to turn your head away from the direction that your knees are facing. Come back to center. Okay. Now you can come back to collar's pose if you'd like, or you can bring your right leg down in front and your left leg on top for Agni Stambhasana, the fire log pose. And then move your glutes out of the way, your beautiful, perfect, magical vessel of the body. And then we'll add the arms. So first we'll do that left elbow under your right. Lift the heart on your inhale. As you exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift the heart. And exhale, bring it down. Keep pushing the arms together, you guys. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bring it down. And inhale, sweep out. This time, exhale the right hand behind the back of the neck and the left arm at the low back. And then try to scoot the hands as close together as feels good for you without crunching over and letting your neck collapse. So keep the front of your throat open. Here, we're illuminating our Anahata chakra, unconditional love, and Vishuddha chakra, our communication center, which is the throat, the neck, and the ears, so that we can listen deeply. Okay, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, come forward. Another aspect of Vishuddha is being able to speak the truth. Speaking what is only true, kind, and necessary. On your next inhale, let's rise. Release the hands. Reach them out. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw the right arm across the body and hold it somewhere between the shoulder and the elbow. You can just roll through your wrist if you'd like. And let's take a gentle tricep stretch for your right hand behind the back of the neck and reach up with your left arm. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and just take your feet out to an angle. And shake them out a little bit. Then let's release the right arm. Bring the right arm down inside the right leg, right hand to the heart. Reach your left arm over. Give yourself a little leverage. Maybe you come down to the thigh, or maybe your hand is just at your heart and you're leaning as far as you can. So if you're able to actually touch your leg with your elbow, push on it so you get a little bit more opening. Then let's release it. Bring both hands to the chest in gratitude. Take a breath. And inhaling it up. Let's wrap the left arm in front and hold somewhere between the shoulder and the elbow. You can roll. Feel free to wiggle your toes while you're here. And then release and take your left hand behind you. Reach up and find your elbow and lift your heart. Let's release it. Bring your left hand to your heart and lean over towards your left leg. And release. Come up. Okay. Now, Paul, only if you feel comfortable will you come into Padmasana now. So if you want to try it, I'm just going to take my left leg in and I'm going to bring my right foot right in between the calf and the thigh of the left leg. Option 2 is to pick up the foot and to draw the heel up toward the belly and just kind of nestle it right there. But if you're really cranking your ankles and your foot is in plantar flexion like this, just be careful. Now, if that is okay and you need more, you could put a prop underneath your right leg and you could just start to work the left leg on top. There's no need to draw it all the way in unless that feels safe. And I'm putting a block underneath both legs too. So if this is comfortable and there's no pressure on the joints, then you can stay right here. Let's roll through the neck. Otherwise, just take your comfortable V seat or regular Sukhasana with the legs crossed. Let's raise the arms, inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. If you're able, you can take the right hand that's behind you, hold it with your left hand, and bring it to find your right foot that's in the hip crease. And release it. Inhale. And exhale, reach to your feet and let's stretch them out. Stretch the legs out and shake them out. Now, let's do a little hop up onto our feet and come into Malasana yogic squat before we do that second side. Take your hands like cups and just tap out your quads, your hip flexors, and then brush it away. And then you can sit like you're about to catch something, okay? Like you're a catcher in a baseball game, as my friend Jess Bickler would say. You can sit on down. If you want to sit on a block or something, you can. Your spine is long. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back. Deep breaths. Let's take one more breath. And then release. Okay, now we'll come into Padmasana on the other side. So start first with your right leg pulled in, and then you can just nestle your left foot right in the beautiful pocket of space that you have between the right calf and the right thigh. Now, if it's available to you and there's no sensation that's unfavorable at all in any of your joints, your ankles, your knees, your hips, then you can pick up this foot in dorsiflexion and just gently draw it up toward the right side of your belly. So right next to the belly button. Get it that high and then let it come down. Okay. Now, if that feels okay, you can just stay right there. You can even put a little prop under that knee. That feels nice. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, Then the right leg comes out, okay? Let's support this hip with the blanket. Then, very carefully, you can wiggle this up here, okay? Now this side is not really available for me, so I'm probably gonna come out of it in a minute. I'm going to lift onto this block, okay? So I'm only going this far. My foot can only make it to here. I cannot pull it in. If I pull it in further than that, it doesn't feel good. So please don't mess around with this posture. Padmasana it was originally developed for adolescent Indian boys to prepare for manhood with their teenage joints. Okay, so please, if you do not feel comfortable, it's your responsibility to come out of it, because if you don't, you're going to hurt yourself and you're asking for knee replacements. We don't want that, right? It's not worth it. It's just a shape. Any other shape, you can connect with the universe and with source just as well. So I've had enough of that. I'm going to stretch this leg out. So if you're in any kind of seat, let your spine grow tall. Let's take a twist. You can bring your left hand behind you and your right hand onto your left leg. If you would like to, you can reach your left hand back, find your hand, and then pull it over as much as you want to, maybe holding, if the left foot is here, you can reach for the left foot, or you can put it on the thigh. Okay, on your next inhale, let's release. Okay, we're coming into some heart openers now. So please go ahead and come down onto your back. Let's take a moment to stretch out. You might shake your legs. Then our first heart opener will be Matsyasana fish pose. So let's do the modified fish pose by propping ourselves up on our forearms. And then wiggle the hips back towards your hands a bit closer. Then press into your upper arms and lift the front of the chest. Open up your throat and press the chin slightly forward. If you can engage the core right up underneath the ribs to protect the neck and let it drop back, you're welcome to do that. Eyes are closed. Gaze at the tip of the nose, whether your eyes are open or closed. Vasavra Drishti. Now engage the core to help you lift your head. And let's come down. Take your feet onto the mat. Turn the heels out and let the knees rest together. Let's get a neck stretch. Take your hands to the back of the neck, and then, or back of the head rather, and lift the head and just give yourself a gentle tug in all directions, being gentle and careful with your neck. And then release the hands by the sides. Make sure there's nothing under the head. Walk the feet underneath you. Now, bend at the elbows so the upper arms are flush with the floor and the weight is in your arms, not your head. Lift your hips up. Now try and bring your chest towards your chin. Keep taking some deep, full breaths. Now it's going to be time for us to rest. So I'm turning the music off. Keep on opening up through your heart. Take one more breath there. And then slowly lower down. Now take your hands to the back of your legs and rock up to a seat. Let's bring the feet together and the knees apart and turn the fingertips behind you, walking the hands back as far as you can, and then simply press the chest up. That's option one. Option two, you can flatten the hands with the fingers turned out. Option three, turn the fingertips towards you. Then, wherever you are, press the chest forward. So it's a shoulder opener, a heart opener, and a hip opener all at the same time. Breathe. Feel free to move through your neck if you want to. Keep pressing your chest forward. Take some of the work out of the arms and into the hips. Keep scooting forward slightly. Let's take one more breath and then release. Come all the way down onto your back. And let's take a spinal twist. Bring the legs to the left. Stretch out through your right arm. And back through center. Legs to the right. Left arm out. Wonder if you can hear the birds outside my door. And when you're ready, come back to center. We're coming into Shavasana. So you're welcome to take your legs up a chair or your legs up a wall. And you can just go ahead and relax. And I'll give you some time for silence, and then I'll bring you through a guided meditation, which you can do on your back, or you could do that guided meditation in a seat. And of course, we'll be doing some chanting at the end of the practice. So go ahead and rest and take deep, full breaths. Thank you for that sweet note, Paul. All right. So in that Shavasana, it's where we let go of the past only because we've integrated it. We integrate everything that we've been through and all of our human emotions and feelings, and we accept every decision that we've ever made, every word we've ever said, every mistake we've ever made, because it's all part of who we will become as we emerge from this practice. Enjoy and rest. Feel free to stay in your relaxation. Please feel free to simply receive this mantra. This is a love song. Through me, to you, through you, to everyone, all beings on the planet. It's a love song from the divine beloveds Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna could never fully, completely be together as husband and wife, and yet their love created universes. Krishna's all-attractive, loving power and Radha's sweetness as the Queen of Hearts helped them to cultivate all the different aspects of love and to find new ways of connection and perspective so that their love could feel just as real as to them in their physical bodies and in their minds and in their emotions as it was in their hearts and in the cosmic realm. And we learn from these yogic stories, and may we embody that love in all of the different ways that we can in this new paradigm. Jai Radha Madhava. If you like, slowly begin to deepen your breath. I'll offer the blessing of loving kindness, the mantra for peace and love and freedom and joy for all beings, radiant health and wellness. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Please sing with me. all beings be happy and free, and may this love begin with me. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Just take a moment to send the blessing out in your own way. Keepers of the light. Share it and spread it. We can be the ones who shift the conversation to gratitude. We can be the ones who reach out and offer support. We can be the ones who lead by example. Not just during this time of need, but every single day. As our loving service, in alignment with our soul's purpose, our Dharma. For every single being, the planet, the universe, for the collective, for global healing. Let's come together for all. I feel you right here with me. I acknowledge you. Bhakti. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to scoot up here close to the chat box so that we can have a little chat. Hi. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming. Thanks for being here. If anybody has anything they want to say or share, you can go ahead and type that in the chat box. Paul, that's so sweet. Thank you for being here with me. So my next yoga class, I'm live streaming on Zoom through Wilmington Yoga Center, and that's from 3 to 4. And that class is a paid class. So if you go to wilmingtonyogacenter.com, you can purchase a drop-in, or you can do a discounted class series. So that's from 3 to 4. And Beth, sweet Beth, thank you so much. So much gratitude for you and for your practice. And then I'll continue to do the Thursday live stream from 10:30 to 12, but I'll be doing more and more live streams as well. So Wilmington Yoga Center has a lot of options. So I'll type that in the chat box. You guys are amazing. Okay, so Wilmington Yoga Center.com. And I have classes today at 3, from 3 to 4, and then Monday 10:30 to 11:45, Tuesday at 3, Wednesday 10:30 and 3 and 6. There's a lot. The live, I'm not sure exactly when I'll do another live one yet, but I'll post about it on my social media, which is my link tree. I'll post my link tree so you can see it all. Hold please. Where is it? Here it is. I found it. Okay, so I'm going to post this so that you guys can keep up. Yeah, SoundCloud is an app. Let me find that right now. So that is my beautiful partner's music. Hold, please. Where is it? Why is it not coming up? Okay, so if you go to SoundCloud, I'm almost there, you guys. It's not letting me. Steven. Here it is. Copy. Got it. Woohoo! Okay, here we go. Yeah, SoundCloud is an app. And here is the link to, those are links. So my, I wonder why that first link isn't coming up as a link, but so Stephen Belm's music on SoundCloud. We played all of his music today. It's all original music, and he plays all the instruments. So also we have a kirtan, Stephen and I, on Saturday, which is a music concert from 5 to 7, and that'll be live on YouTube as well. Kirtan music. Okay, so on this channel, I will live stream on Saturday from 5 to 7, and that'll be music. And I'll talk a little bit about yogic stories and philosophy. So I hope that you guys can tune into that and tell all your friends and share my channel, because I just feel so called to help as much as I can. So I'll get a regular live stream scheduled together. But the only thing that's like permanent right now is my 10:30 to 12 Thursdays. And because we're all, struggling to get through this time, if you go to that, if you go to my Linktree site, then you'll be able to donate if you feel called to donate. That would be really wonderful. And, anything that you can spare would be wonderful. So let's see if that comes up as a link. If you just copy and paste that into your browser, I'm not sure why it's not working as a link, but that has my website, my Venmo, my PayPal, my SoundCloud for my music, and a lot of it is with Stephen as well. So check it out. All right, guys, I'm going to eat some lunch and take my roommate to get her car. Thank you so much for being my community. This is so exciting that we can be together. Mwah. Please go out and share all the love with everybody. I'll see you soon. Okay, namaste.